Southwind Grizzly. Field of 9, race number 8. Here they come. Giddy up. The field for the 8th race. Approaching the start. And they're at the start of the round. Little bit of swagger. Par intended. Magical Albert. Then No Great Mischief and Devil's Peak. But as the field sprints around the turn, little bit of swagger is dueling with Par intended and wins the early battle. And racing third is Magical Albert. And then it is No Great Mischief. And fifth is For Kevin's Sake. Then it is back further to Southwind Grizzly, Devil's Peak, and Dreidel Hennifer always in the money. They roll on to the opening quarter with a little bit of swagger on top and Par intended filling the pocket. And Magical Albert 3 off the pace. Third, 27-2 is the opening quarter. Fourth is No Great Mischief. Then For Kevin's Sake and Southwind Grizzly. Devil's Peak is 7th. Dreidel Hennifer's 8th. And always in the money. 9th and trailing. Little bit of swagger, and Jay Harris leads the field off the turn. And Par intended. And Paul McKenzie on the inside in the pocket. Here comes Magical Albert now. Moving to the outside. And No Great Mischief follows to the outside as well. As does For Kevin's Sake. And then it's Southwind Grizzly and Devil's Peak. Half was 57-3. Trailing pair are always in the money and Dreidel Hennifer. And they roll their way on into the backstretch. Little bit of swagger. Still going well. Par intended getting a trip in the pocket. Magical Albert 2 1/4 off the lead third. No Great Mischief is racing fourth. And Southwind Grizzly has dropped back now. For Kevin's Sake has taken over FEB as Southwind Grizzly is back to sixth. Then it's Devil's Peak and Dreidel Hennifer and always in the money out wide. They march by 3/4. 126-2. Little bit of swagger still has the lead. Magical Albert on the outside, chipping away though. He's only a length back now. And Par intended is on the inside third. And For Kevin's Sake has moved up into contention. And then it is No Great Mischief and Devil's Peak on down the stretch drive they come. Little bit of swagger, Par intended up Mackenzie Lane. Little bit of swagger, Par intended. Little bit of swagger holds on. Then second is between Magical Albert and Par intended. And on the outside, Devil's Peak. 156 flat. Wheeling back in front of us, the winner of race number 8. It's number 4, a little bit of swagger. The top 4 is 4-3-1-6. And number 4, a little bit of swagger. 8-year-old Santana Blue Chip Bay Gelding, owned and trained by Jack Harris. Jay Harris, the winning driver. It is the 24th win lifetime for a little bit of swagger. 156 flat.